I wanted to see Punk versus Roman for this title since Seth Rollins was out of the picture. I thought that made the most sense. I want to see Roman wear this World Heavyweight Championship as bad as I want to take my next breath. He would look so good with this belt. And now that they're just adding this personal, emotional level to this whole thing, gentlemen, we're starting to cook with some real serious heat here.
So I was already in it. Like I said, this is this is about it's more personal than it is the championship. You know, Roman Reigns. I thought Seth Rollins was about to put a hate CM Punk's lunch. Roman Reigns just basically despised this guy. Like I said, back 10 years ago, like CM Punk, messed some stuff up that causes Roman Reigns to have his WWE life and live in hell. So he said, then add fuel to the fire. CM Punk said he's gonna bury Roman Reigns next to his father, bury him next to his father. I said, if that ain't a personal blow, I don't know what is. Um, and then, Roman came back with, he should have like, well, you old you in that. I mean, and that's what happens to Punk, you know, went over the edge and like you said, knocked Roman Reigns to the ground. But like I said, Roman Reigns was unfazed by it. Um this is like I said, this is personal. This not about championship. Where it is for the championship, but like I said, this is more personal than it is for the championship. Roman Reigns is gonna beat the hell out of this guy. I got Roman Reigns winning. Um, new world heavyweight champion. And like I said, this not gonna be no wrestling match. This is gonna be a fight. Don't be surprised if this blood is slattered all over the ring and all due to this personal, rivalry between these two. But like I said, Roman Reigns is ringing Roman Reigns right now, all over WrestleMania right now. So I got Roman Reigns taking this. What are your thoughts on this?
It's very rare we see someone actually get into the mind of CM Punk. It's like roles have been reversed. You never see
Mm-hmm.
someone out psych Punk, and you could tell he looked uncomfortable during that promo. It was about to snap. I don't care who you are. If someone calls you old, people call me old. It makes me so mad. It infuriates me. I absolutely hate it because I know I'm getting old. And you guess what? You can't stop that time bomb. It is what it is. He might have a pipe bomb, but getting old is a time bomb. It absolutely sucks. So there's that. Um, what Punk did, he did go over the line. When he's talked about his dad, like you're gonna be buried right next to him. Whew, that's a line shouldn't cross ever. The old thing,
Yeah.
yeah, it still gets to my heart. I just said it. It still stings. But it could have been a lot worse. He could have talked about Larry. Rest in peace for Punk's dog. He just lost his dog too, so he could have gone right back at it. But it just with Roman, it cut something a little bit deeper. It's not just, hey, you're old. It's, hey, you're almost done. Your career's about over. And yeah, I'm a part timer, but I'm flourishing. I'm a part time in WWE, but I'm a full time dad. That was pretty cool to hear. I am in agreement with you, Bernard, not just because I don't want my record to be 1-8, but I do think Roman Reigns is going to take this win. He's going to look so good with the World Heavyweight title, and he just needs it. And I think Punk, just a rumor, I think Punk's going to take a little hiatus after
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania. What do you think, Shake?
Yeah, I'm right in step with you guys. Roman's probably going to take this belt. I could see a scenario where they keep Punk the champion, and maybe they kind of draw it out towards SummerSlam because it still feels like they want to do something else with Seth and Punk.
Yeah.
It never really felt like we got that real
God.
standoff because Roman was involved.
I mean, with that, it's been like since Punk came back, it feels like it was supposed to be Royal Rumble, Punk gets hurt. And then later on, Seth gets hurt. And then Punk. And then Seth. And then Punk. And then Seth. It's just not adding up, which unfortunately is just the luck of the draw. But hopefully like you said, by SummerSlam, we'll finally see, Punk versus Seth at SummerSlam for the title. I still think that's eventually going to happen at WrestleMania, whether it's in 2030 or in 2045 when they're both of their walkers walking down the ramp, be able to finally get this match underway. It'll eventually happen. I just don't know when. I'm hoping next year. But we keep saying that. It's like the Dallas Cowboys. This is our year. This is our year. Next year is our year. But, this ain't football. This is wrestling. That's all I got. What you got, Bernard?
What if also too with Roman Reigns, he had sent a message to the whole Samoan bloodline.
Oh,
What if
yeah.
that actually happened? What if that actually happened? Naya, she's a women's tag team champion. What if she happened to come to Raw and all, to scout out some tag teams that could be coming for the tag team champion? She saw CM Punk and she just Samoan dropped the shit out of him, or you got, also too, you got Will Solo or My Family Tree comes up and all, because all of
Kiss.
them is part of that bloodline. All of that. It's like, it'd be something if that actually take place.
What if it's someone not in WWE? Like, I don't know, Zilla Fatu?
Zilla.
That'd be insane. What a debut that would be for him.
What about the Tonga twins? Like the Samoan women's that's twins. I think they had another wrestling promotion. What if they come up and pop up out of the blue?
I don't see women getting involved in this feud.
What if The Rock actually comes back? I mean, he's had a
Yeah.
history with Punk.
That is true. Yeah, there's just a lot of things you could do. Like, I don't think they're gonna get too crazy with this one though. Like,
I don't either.
maybe along the way, because the Usos have gotten involved, but they're also very quickly out of the picture as quickly they were in it. So I kind of think they want these two to stand alone. And I think maybe if they do anything, it would be one person,
Yeah.
because they keep saying this question and they keep bringing this up, and Roman mentioned it too. Oh, he can't do it alone. He's never done it. He's like, that's the same played out thing they've been saying for 4 years. That is
Yeah.
still a legitimate question. People will ask to this day, what if the bloodline wasn't there? Would Roman's story gotten as over and been as long? No, of course not. That was the whole point of the bloodline story. I get that. But the question still remains, can Roman do it on his own? He hasn't yet. The first time he was really on his own, he lost Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, and also too, I just thought of something. What if that kicked off the feud between The Rock and Roman Reigns? But what if The Rock is seeing all this? He'd be like,
It
damn,
could.
he really can't. He really can't do this on his own. At least when I was wrestling, everything I did is like it was on my own. Yeah. He had Rikishi and I think Rose too. I think that's time Rock about to leave WWE. But
he had Vince behind
what?
him for a while.
Yeah, but still, also too, he did it. He did it by himself mostly. He didn't. Rock didn't have no bloodline back then. He was on his own.
I did it for The Rock.
Yeah, I still love that promo segment to this day of The Rock. But I just threw it out there. Maybe that could be the start of the feud between The Rock and Reigns. But to be honest with you, back to what you were saying, Shake Bake. I mean, I'm a Roman Reigns fan. Pretty much all three of us are. But when he was getting victories, he had the bloodline behind his back, plus a wise man. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, can you imagine him like slither in to this match? You're with both of those.
He is, if nothing else, a leech.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, but Paul Heyman, he's fully wrapped up in this Seth Rollins thing right now. As much as you say it's like Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, which is I think what they're planning. Like, this is really Seth Rollins versus Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is Seth taking out Logan Paul because Paul Heyman doesn't wrestle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and he busted him open, and that's going to be a different topic for a different day.